Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show. If you're just tuning in, then that means you're ahead of me because I'm logging into Facebook right now. This is the part of the show, the 10 minutes, where we start sharing um, to all of the pages and all the channels and all of our friends so that they can watch the content today. We have a really good one today. So,
Yes.
um, Jason, if you want to tell us what we're doing, Jason number one. Ooh, we got two Jasons. We have a
Yes.
surprise
I know it's
Jason.
gonna be a little confusing,
Jason,
right?
Jason with a Y.
There you go,
Right.
Jason with a Y. Yeah, no, we got a very special guest here today. We're super excited. We wanted to have him on a week ago or so, but we weren't able to do it for
Yeah.
various reasons. But that's okay. We're here today. Super excited. It's a kind of a new, I don't know, I don't want to say trend, but there is some, technology entering into the real estate world. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that today in this new application called HomePocket. We've got one of the co-founders joining us today. So yeah, not confused with Hot Pocket, HomePocket.
Those are delicious, though.
They are
They are.
delicious. They
Right.
are delicious. Yeah, the crazy thing on this Hot Pockets, they get so hot. How do they get so hot?
Well, it's
Well,
right there in the name. I mean, it's
Yeah, if
as
you want warm
advertised.
pockets, you got to go with the
Yeah,
warm
right.
pocket.
Right,
That doesn't have a ring to it like hot pocket.
right.
Warm pocket. Yeah, no, it doesn't sound the same.
All right,
Lukewarm
cool.
pocket.
So we're gonna
I am.
share everything out now from Facebook, everywhere that we can.
If you have any channels, Jason, that you like to share too, Jason number two,
Yeah.
feel free.
My home pocket is on Facebook is / my home pocket, so I'll share that as well.
Nice.
And a whole bunch. Great.
On my timeline here. This house is no longer for sale, right? Stuff in this house that you're showing
Right.
here.
Yes. Currently off the market. It was a beautiful house. We love the house. We got two new listings this week and another one coming up next week. So our feature Friday will be smack full of one of those, and then we have enough what we call listings to fill up the month. But this one was on an acre lot over there in Buckeye, horse property, a little over an acre for $220. So if anybody's watching this saying, "Hey, I want to get that house is no longer available." But thanks to HomePocket and your handy dandy neighborhood realtor and me, we might have a house that might be a good fit for you. So watch the show, get to know Jason number two, and maybe we'll make a match.
Jason.
Right? How's that for a plug?
There you go, man. There you go. All right, so sharing it out here
Hey,
to
Jason, are
everybody.
you like the what position are you? You're the co-founder? Okay.
Yep, I'm the co-founder. I also serve as the CEO. So
Let's save the
both.
long answers for the show.
Yep.
All right, cool. And the CEO. Okay.
All right, let's see here. Hopefully, it's sounding pretty good. Everybody's hearing our sound good. My computer's really working hard to get this out there, so hopefully everything's looking good.
I finished my little description of what we're doing. I'll start posting.
Hey, too, what's going on with this crazy man that's out there? I know it's kind of off the subject here, but
You mean the crazy renter?
no, the crazy
Or,
dude that just is shooting people randomly, and they got a manhunt on this guy.
Oh, the guy from Ohio, I
Yeah, the
guess.
guy from Ohio,
Okay.
right? And I don't know about you guys, but they say, oh, $50,000 reward. I don't know about you, man, but that sounds low. Doesn't that
Yeah.
sound low?
Very low.
that's true. $50,000 reward for a shooter. That I mean, like if you only killed one guy, what's like $5,000 reward? That's I mean, you know what I mean? Like, what makes it so? This guy's ruthless. Let's get him
He's
off the
ruthless,
streets.
man. And for $50,000, I mean, that's nothing to sneeze at, of course, but it seems like there'd be a higher bounty on his head than
Well,
$50,000.
for Ohio price points, you can buy two houses with that reward. So, right?
What are you saying there?
Just-
What's the
well,
message you're trying to say there, Stephen?
well, I'm saying, like, if somebody wants to buy a house or two, then they go find that. They go
Find
find
the
that guy.
killer and get your down payment for a house. Is that an advertising slogan?
Right. Well, I was thinking more than down payment because you can pick them up for like 30, 40K in some spots of it. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's
All
all
right.
relative. I think a few years ago in DC when that shooter I was living there when that was going on. I think it reached like $1 million at one point for information. So
Well, because they're the highly right. Because
yeah,
those are our world leaders over there, our nation's leaders. So what's that say about the value of what they're putting for people in Ohio? That's a shame.
Yeah, this guy just walking up to older gentleman and just shooting him point blank is just I just can't even fathom that mindset of that person and what would possess
Well,
somebody to do that, man. It's just crazy to me.
well, it's a whole nother conversation because it could be crazy. I mean, there's a lot of mentally ill that aren't being medicated.
Yeah.
So until they caption, they won't know. But
Yeah, it's
you
unfortunate,
know,
man. Unfortunate. I just heard that this morning, $50,000. I'm like, man, that seems really low. I would think 100,000, 200,000, something like that. But FBI's 10 most wanted or something like that now, and I mean, it's just really
yeah,
high profile.
right. Get this
Sad.
guy off the streets.
Yeah, right.
I think they find him before the weekend. What do you say?
yeah, I think they find him really quick.
Yeah, we got a good police force, man. They're really on that stuff.
So we like to talk real estate and stuff, and then Jason, number one, likes to bring us all down with something like this.
Sorry.
Remember that time when you got mad at somebody for new build, like in the middle of a, hey, this is a happy fun show. Let me tell you something.
Yeah,
I'm mad
yeah.
about this. It's like, oh,
I've had a few of those, man. I've had a few of those.
Yeah.
I had one this week, but I won't bring us down. I won't.
right, right.
It's only
Any more
Tuesday,
than
and
he
I've had
has,
one this week.
Yeah, that's what he does. That's what he does. He's don't bring me down.
Yeah.
Don't bring me down. In case you're just joining us, I'm not allowed to sing on cue or on key, right? Because we have a few viewers here, but
Copyright.
yeah, copyright. Thank you. Facebook will kick us off because I sing so good when I do my perfect pitch that they think that I'm copyright. So I have to sing off key. It's not because I'm a bad singer.
Not at all.
No. If you want to know, like I did a karaoke a couple of months ago, like about a month ago, and I did, and I usually do Purple Rain. I usually do pretty good, but like that Purple Rain was really bad. Like I felt bad for the people in the audience.
Hey, speaking of which, isn't like today or this week Prince 1 year anniversary of Prince passing?
Oh my goodness.
Has it been a year?
Yeah, I
doesn't
think it
seem
has. Like I saw some.
No, has it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I don't know. I remember seeing some stuff on the news about Prince and some tributes, and I think Pandora's doing like a tribute right now or something like that for Prince. So I think it's a 1 year anniversary.
I'm Googling it right now. Then I get back to work. I've already shared my shares, so I've shared about 6 or 7. Prince, time or day? What do I call it? Death? Yeah, Prince dead.
Yeah, I think, man.
He died on. Oh, Michael Jackson died on June 25th, 2009.
Yeah, you're right. April 21st, 2016. Yeah, so we're coming up on it.
Yeah, really, right? If time flies, crazy,
That
crazy.
doesn't seem like. Yeah.
That's a Seal song.
Oh, you're right.
Crazy.
Oh, and also the other guy,
It's what?
CeeLo.
Oh.
CeeLo too.
Oh, CeeLo.
Seal and
Oh yeah,
CeeLo.
CeeLo Green. Yeah,
Yeah.
the guy giving drugs to minors.
Well, if you're not, well, who else are you going to give them to?
That's true.
Everyone else pays for it.
That's true.
So.
This is true.
The minors that don't have the funds.
All right, we're sharing it out with everyone in our sphere of influence. So if everyone out there who's watching would do the same, I don't know how many people are watching on Periscope or whatever. Not really monitoring the Periscope thing right now. So, but kind of monitoring the Facebook deal. Yesterday we had 29 viewers on Periscope for the live, so that was pretty good. That was good.
So what usually happens, Jason, number 2, is I mention Periscope. Hey, Periscope, say something, and then they all scatter.
Yeah,
like little cockroaches in the daylight.
it's all voyeurism in Periscope.
Right. Don't talk to me.
Lurkers.
They
Yeah.
see me. They see me. They're watching. How did
Yeah,
they know I was
who's
watching?
Who's watching the Watchers? All right. I'm ready to start whenever you are. We got 34 seconds on the Facebook, so we
No,
must
we're
only
ready
have
to go,
like
man. Let's do this. Ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's do this here. Cut. Boom. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of 22 Minutes. I am Jason Bates, bringing you the lender side of things, and he is Stephen Cotton, bringing us the realtor side of things.
All right.
There,
I
you
like
hear
it.
that?
I like the
You hear
crowd.
that?
Good
Yeah,
crowd.
you hear that? Hey, we not only hope to entertain you, but also bring you valuable content that you can use when you're looking to buy, sell, or refinance property. And if you're looking to do any one of those things or even invest in property, as Stefan does quite often, we want to be your team of choice. So this show is all about real estate and everything related to real estate. So stick around if you're interested in real estate, of course. And if you know anybody that is looking to do any one of those 3 or 4 things, please have them reach out to us. Our phone numbers are right below. Our Twitter handles are right above. And we certainly would love to represent you in your American dream, if you will. So please do that for us. All right. Hey, we got a special guest today, but before we get to that special guest, this is the valuable content that we're trying to bring to you. Before we do that, though, let's get to today's tweet quote of the day. All right. Today's tweet quote of the day is about I thought it was kind of the American dream kind of thing. It says, your dream doesn't have an expiration date. Take a deep breath and then try again. So I thought, American dream, home ownership, take a deep breath. Just because you hear no once doesn't mean you need to hear no for a second time.
Right.
Call us. We'd love to help. We've helped a lot of people who otherwise thought they couldn't buy a home get that home. And Stefan, I think a lot of people just need that direction, right? They just need that.
Yeah.
What do I do? Okay, not
What's our first step? What's our next step? I was just talking to somebody yesterday or the day before about must have been on Saturday, but the buyers were so happy that they were like in tears, and then it
That's
takes
cool.
you back to I was in a parking lot one time waiting for the escrow company to open up with these buyers, and they said they never thought this day would ever happen, and even though we're like 35 days into the escrow, right? But they never thought. It's so emotional buying a house.
Absolutely.
And if you give up on that dream, you'll never achieve it, right? It's just if you let the obstacles dictate your life choices, you'll never become a homeowner. Whatever your dreams are. I mean, let's broaden it out. But it's so nice to have a team member like you or myself that would just kind of hold their hand and say, look, we have a goal. Let's get to that goal. Let's get to that dream.
Right. Absolutely. It is a big decision. No question about it. Hey, with that being said, we want to bring in our special guest here. His name, I know I'm going to mess this up here. Jason?
Right.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to mess that. No, the last name. He is the co-founder here and let's bring him in here. Let's do this here. There he is. Jason is the co-founder of a company or an app. It's a company, right, Jason?
Yeah.
Company?
Yeah.
HomePocket.com. And we're really honored to have you on here because this is something that I'm a big believer in technology, right? Technology does wonders and can help in the home buying process. And we're going through this metamorphosis right now in our industry about how technology and old school, how they kind of merge together.
Change is bad.
Yeah.
That's what Caldwell Banker says.
Yeah. Some agents won't adapt to change, right? That's why they're not on Facebook Live, and they're not doing some of the other things that a lot of some other agents are adopting. So we are going through this.
I would say most don't adapt well to change. Just throw that in there. So
yeah,
most won't what? I didn't quite catch that.
Most don't adapt to change.
Yeah.
Most realtors they real estate. We're kind of at a real estate generation changing hands moment right now for the next few years and decade, and a lot of them are very traditional still, and so. Adopting these new ways is very painful.
Yes, it is.
The average age of a realtor here in Arizona is over 50, right? I think it's like 54 or something, according to the National Association of Realtors and then the Arizona Association of Realtors. So those guys, I mean, you don't have to be in physical condition to write a contract, right? You don't have to. But
What?
don't fax me anything anymore, please. That's you didn't get my fax.
Yeah, right. I mean, email and
Well,
scanning and stuff like that.
Handwritten
the
contracts.
interesting other part of that is that while real estate's still very traditional, in the next 10 to 20 years, 55 trillion with a T dollars will change hands from the baby boomers to the millennials. So huge market out there, and it's going to change everything we're doing and how the real estate agents interact with those people. So
In the next how many years?
10 to 20.
10 to 20. So year 21 is when I retire. Get it while it's good.
Well, you guys are ahead of the curve. You're already very tech savvy and adoptive of new marketing techniques. So you may want to hang around longer because you may be very successful and competitive at that point. So
well, thank you.
That's what we're hoping. Fingers crossed, right? Hey, let's get into HomePocket though, because HomePocket, this is pretty cool stuff here. It's kind of cutting edge technology. Tell us about HomePocket and what audience you're trying to, go after. Give us some background here on HomePocket. What it is. Obviously, it's an app, and you can find it both on Google Play and on the Apple iStore, right?
Well, actually, we're not on the App Store any longer, and I'll explain why.
Okay.
The app is still available on iPhone, just not on the App Store. So.
Okay.
I have it on my phone, but give us some background here. What kind of spurred this thought process in developing HomePocket?
Yeah, so well, it's kind of the stuff that we're talking about here. What we see is that there is a big generation changing hands in real estate, but the baby boomers and older Gen Xers still dominate. They still control most of real estate, yet the buyer is getting younger and younger. And what do we know? There's a few certainties we know about buyers that are getting younger and younger. Is number one, they love technology and they love the technology or convenience that technology brings. If you go out there and look at it, search it online, there's a great Wired article out there about how younger Gen Xers all the way down to Gen Y, millennials, how they use technology. And the number one thing they want to do is use it for convenience. They want to find something quickly. They want to find exactly what they're looking for quickly. They want to see everything that's on the market, right? Think Amazon. They want choice. And they want to talk to as few people as possible. Meaning physically talk to as few people as possible. Now, there are a lot of things about the home buying transaction itself that still are going to take a long time to change. But the way that we get people to the homes they want, the way we get them to see all the homes that are on the market, that's really what HomePocket's about. And so, we have a deep and long experience using data analytics, so collecting big data, and in this case, web data, to try and connect that home buyer and seller more directly. So that's what we're doing with this app is we're providing a place where people can list off-market listings, tiny houses for sale by owner, as well as we connect to every MLS in the country too. And then we're trying to create simple apps that just get you on, it's like fishing. We want to get you on the fish as quick as possible, get you to that house you want as fast as you can. So.
Yeah, no, it's a big MLS kind of. I mean, it's more than that, of course. And there's been studies by the National Association of Realtors that the MLS as we know it may disappear. And most,
yeah,
I know, they're not. It's not as relevant as it once was anymore because of what you're doing, right? Which is fantastic, which is good. Now, what markets? Tell me. I know it's kind of relatively new here in Phoenix, I think, right? Because I saw.
Yeah, well,
you kind of did.
We kind of started out regionally, so we started out in the Southeast. That's where we live. But we have recently expanded everywhere. So every city in the U.S. is open. You can sign up for a free account at mobileweb.homepocket.com or at homepocket.com. And interestingly enough, you mentioned the app earlier. We're a mobile-first company. Google, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but Google changes their search trends about 4 to 12 times a year, their criteria. And a big one happened recently, which is Google went away from the desktop version of their index to a mobile-only version of their index. So people are, the amount of web traffic from mobile devices January of last year exceeded that from desktops. So what we did is we went a step ahead. The next generation of mobile apps are going to be called what's called progressive web apps. And it means they don't have to be installed. They don't take up any memory footprint. Yet they give you all the same offerings of a thicker client mobile application. We recently pulled our app out of the App Store simply because it takes so long to even get a single bug or feature fixed in the App Store. So the clock is ticking on app stores. Big companies like Patagonia, Forbes, Columbia Sportswear, all these, Ford, all these other people are either launching or have already launched progressive mobile apps, which don't require an app store to deliver. And that's what HomePocket is. So,
Gotcha.
Hey, really quick, I know you mentioned the website. I want to put it on one of our comments here. So, where do you go if you want to?
You can go to mobile web. That's all one word, as you would think it would be spelled, mobileweb.homepocket.com. And just register for a free account. And that gives you, that literally is our mobile application running in a desktop browser. It's a progressive web app. And if you shrink your browser down, it'll look just like it's a phone. That same app is deployed to Google Play, and the same app works on Safari and your iPhone. You don't have to install anything. You don't have to update it, that kind of thing.
All right, so for those that are watching, I just added it to the comment section here, so you can click on that and get started. I know what you're saying so far. I'm going to call you Jason number 2, or Evil Jason, since you have a goatee and the other Jason doesn't.
What about number 2, like the Austin Powers movies? I like that
number
too.
2, yeah, or the guy below. It looks like the Brady Bunch, right?
Yeah.
It sounds like you're looking the wrong way, Jason number 1. But it sounds like the removal of the buyer's agent or even the seller's agent with this app, but it's not as scary as that sounds, because I am an investor, so I can get this app and I can look at for sale by owners or these pocket listings, and then me as an investor, I can come in and offer whatever I want to offer. So there's that aptitude there. We like to buy low, sell low. In the real estate world, where we fix and flip houses. We talk about that once every month or something, or every other episode, really. But it looks like this is a good opportunity for those that are, 1, looking for a house that don't want to talk to a lot of people, or 2, maybe an investor that's looking to find a deal that isn't on the MLS currently, right?
Yeah, correct. And from the consumer side, if you go to our website, homepocket.com, and you start looking at listings there, a little bit different offering than is on the app. The app has a slightly different purpose. The app is a tool. Whereas the website is more of a catalog, if you will.
Yeah.
So, and again, in keeping with our philosophy of just providing, again, the younger generation wants convenience, and they want simple information that helps them. And here's the key to it: make a decision, right?
Yeah.
And so if you go to our website and look at a listing, you're going to see things like weather data, allergen data, crime data, all that stuff that a lot of the big sites have, but ours is very, very simple, and things like price comparisons, meaning our data warehouse is very powerful, but we make it simple for the user, because we show you, for example, exactly how you compare to every other competing home out there. So if you're a seller, you can pop your home into HomePocket and see what you're competing against and what that baseline price should be, so that in a negotiation whether to hold your ground or whether to give up some ground. And the same goes for buyers. If you're going into a negotiation over a home, you want to know, hey, here's the 20 competitors, show it to the seller and say, our offer's fair. Right. So that's kind of where those are the kind of tools that we're trying to get out there to make it easier to use.
Well, it's what I do for a living, so I like it. I mean, it's nice to have something else do it. I appreciate the technology. I'm not scared as a professional, because I am, like you said earlier, maybe before the show or when the show started, we're kind of ahead of the curve. And I don't think that this technology is going to hinder the agents that are ahead of the curve, but rather just reinforce what we're doing. Yeah. So,
well, that's a good point. I'll add something on there too. We're actually there to benefit realtors and buyers and sellers. In fact, we're kind of looking at where the market's going and where the future is going to be, right? It may be a shocking stat for most to learn, but you guys know this, is the majority of realtors are part-time realtors, right? They're not full-time professional realtors. I know.
Are you serious?
I'd spit my coffee, but it landed on my computer for a fact. I don't want to lose the
show. So in a way, what we're trying to do is sort of accelerate, if you will, into the future a bit. We're trying to connect that realtor with a buyer or seller more quickly, also more directly, so that the ones who are professional realtors will actually get more use out of this tool. And we do offer lead generation and website enhancement and all that as part of the service for realtors too. So we're trying to bring both sides together and eliminate inefficiencies. And we see where the future is going to be, and it's going to be, realtors are going to have a different role. They're still going to be there. They're very important. In fact, my wife and son are licensed realtors as well. And they're going to be important, but the ones who get it and the ones who make use of these tools, they're the ones that are going to rise to the top and dominate their digital airspace is what we call it.
Yeah, I love that price comparison that you mentioned earlier. I was going to mention that too. It's fantastic. The other thing I really like too is on your for sale by owners, you allow for them to boost their listing, if you will, as ad. You know, they pay for an advertisement or whatever within the app,
Right.
to help boost that listing. Can you talk a little bit about that and what that entails?
Yeah. So we kind of have a whole suite of things that are you're talking about ad boost right now
Yes,
currently. But
correct.
so the biggest challenge for sell by owner, and by the way, even a challenge for some sellers who list with realtors, their realtors aren't really great at marketing,
Yeah,
right? So whether you're
exactly.
an FSBO or a realtor, you can boost your ad or boost your listing with digital ads across social media and the web. And these aren't pay per click has become one of the dirtiest of dirty words in real estate. And that's because of the bad stuff that's been going on. Meaning they're indiscriminate. They want to take your money next month as well as this month, so they just want to get them clicked up as quick as they can. My history is this is my fourth company. I spent most of my career building large scale data analytics systems for the intelligence community, so NSA, CIA, that kind of thing. And we had to winnow down, just petabytes of data to put it in the hands of the military people to go after bad guys. And so what we're trying to do is use the same approach. So when you run an ad with us or you buy a lead generation program with us, we're not running pay-per-click ads to exhaust your budget. In fact, our goal is to reduce your budget down to next to nothing for those ads by specifically targeting only active buyers and sellers. So when an FSBO, their number one challenge is marketing their home. People don't drive by road signs anymore and see you're for sale by owner and go in and talk to you. So doesn't you do
I have
investors?
to.
Investor.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Investor. Yeah.
But in terms of getting exposure to buyers is the number one hurdle for sale by owner, and even for a realtor, exposure to buyers. And that's what we do is we use the power of our data warehouse to hone in on those that are most likely to be actively looking in a certain area. So,
Well, let's give you a scenario. 123 Main Street. I need it sold. I'm a realtor. I throw $150,
mhm.
right? Or is that something common? $20? What's the
It's actually smaller denominations than that. So 25, 50, $100.
okay?
Yeah, right
Let's say
from there.
$50. I want to get this thing sold, so I put $50 in the system. You guys do your magic, if you will,
Mhm.
your science, witchcraft. But what can I expect for the $50 as far as return, or what can I expect for like a typical $50?
Well,
Towards profit?
I like to be completely realistic. So I referred to us at HomePocket a few weeks ago in an interview as the Penn and Teller of real estate, in particular, lead generation and things like that.
I said witchcraft. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
very witchy.
Well, if you remember
Witchy
when they
woman.
started, and they still do, they do a whole lot of debunking, right? They want
Right,
to show
right,
you
yeah.
what's crap and
Exactly.
what's not.
After they do the trick, they'd show it. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're kind of, to answer your question, we're kind of like that too, in that it all depends, right? That's the way I'm going to answer it. It depends on your market, the attractiveness in your market, how hot the market is, all that. What I will tell you is that $50 you spend will put your listing in front of people who are analyzed to be most likely to be actively looking for real estate. Now, whether they act on it or not, that's really,
Right.
I'm not going to sit here and say, we're going to get you 50 leads.
Right. Yeah. No, I'm just So if I'm a for sale by owner and I throw $50 at this thing, it's going to go in front of people that are more likely to buy. Does it do the algorithms to say more likely people that are going to buy my house on 123 Main Street because they're looking in that zip code or maybe that city? Does it do that kind of stuff, or does it just?
It does. Yeah. So without getting all pointy heady about it and boring.
Right. Too late.
Basically, well, I'll see you later.
Right.
What we do is we actually pull in all of the web traffic data, so Google data, keyword data, trend data, that sort of thing, into our data warehouse. And so when we get a listing, or for example, when a realtor signs up, realtors own their zip code outright. So if you wanted to buy a zip code and only get our leads, you'd be the only person getting our leads from that zip code. We take all of the data that flows in and out of there around those search terms. So I'm looking for a home in, Albuquerque, New Mexico. And we start scoring that data. People who only look once, people who look 3 times, people who look at 12 sites. Those are the kind of things that we do. And then we we dangle the bait in front of, to use another fishing analogy, we get you near where you're supposed to be.
Well, you're in fishing country, right? Where are you at? Carolina? Where are you?
Yeah, we're in South Carolina.
Yeah, it's
So
fishing country. Yeah.
it is.
Now, the advertising, is that just confined to HomePocket, or is that outside of HomePocket?
No, it when you so we do this targeted, as we call it, digital advertising for sale by owners or anybody else who wants to put a listing and advertise. But then also for realtors, we do that across Google, Bing, Twitter, Facebook, all of that stuff.
Wow.
So we have a back end that sort of aggregates the data, analyzes it, and then gets your listings in front of folks who are most likely to be looking.
And that's the key, right? I always say, like, right now, real estate, the world is your audience. And marketing, I've always said when I meet with realtors, look, your first and primary job is a marketer. The secondary job is the realtor, or the byproduct of your marketing is realtor. And same with me as on the lending side. I'm first and foremost a marketer, and then the byproduct is I do loans. And I think some people get that kind of confused. And right now, with the World Wide Web and all the powerful tools that are out there right now, really the world is your audience. It's no longer a hyper local type scenario. You could get somebody buying a house from South America, buying a house there in South Carolina very easily.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's also, what you're saying, the flip side of that is that it's getting unbelievably more complex and challenging for realtors to be marketers, right?
Yeah.
It's getting hard to do. Google changes all the time, Bing changes, the tools change, the way that the customer behaviors and tastes change. So we call ourselves a marketing department in box because we just want you to forget all about that. We've been doing it for 30 years.
Yeah.
So just let us do it and keep you up to date with it. And you don't have to worry about it, because you're right. They should be marketers first. The problem is, for most realtors, if they try to be a marketer first, number one, they just will get lost. They'll start drowning very quickly.
And no question.
And I'm not saying that as a bad thing.
No, it's true. Yeah. I'm just thinking of all the people.
We get lost.
All the realtors I've loved before.
It's the blue ocean scenario that I always refer to it as, because you're put in the middle of the ocean. Which direction do I go? There's so many different directions to go, and you don't know where to go. So it can be a little overwhelming. Hey, that's going to pretty much do it for today's show. We could go on and on. This is really cool stuff. I really appreciate you taking time, Jason, to spend time with us and talk about HomePocket. And certainly, if you're out there, looking to sell or even looking to buy, head over to HomePocket. It is direct MLS, and that's the one thing I don't think we touched enough on. Stefan, you probably encounter this quite a bit, and that is people always go to the dirty word with a Z or the T, right, to look for a house, and that stuff is way outdated. Way outdated.
Right. I always say, what's the bad thing about Zillow? Is that the data is always wrong.
Yeah, the data.
What's the good thing about Zillow? The data is always wrong. So the good, you take that as this is why you need me as a realtor. But I'll tell you this: I have like 9 listings. I just looked at the board while you were chatting, and I got 9 listings here. I'll see what I can do. I'll give this thing a HomePocket a try and boost them up just to see what happens. What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, you can. If you have or know of ListHub, just log into ListHub and send your listings to us. We're a national publisher. And they'll automatically get exposure. And then some other things we do are we give you all the data on those. So if you're a realtor, we give you lots and lots of data. We tell you who's looking at your home, what income level they are, gender, what their interests are. Is it travel? Is it baking? That kind of thing. We can even give you specific information on the people who come in as leads. What are their profiles? What are they looking at? All that kind of stuff. So for realtors, we're trying to go the other direction and say, you don't need to try to boil the ocean, be the marketer yourself. Let us do it and give you the actionable intelligence to make those decisions. So,
well, very cool. Very cool. Thank you again, Jason, for being a part of the show. Really appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to inform our audience and us about HomePocket. We'll definitely check that out for sure and stay in touch. That's for sure.
Yeah, thank you. It's been fun. A lot of these things are not fun, and you guys have been great. So,
well, I give myself credit for that, because Jason is
you deserve it.
Right, I deserve it. Great chatting with you, Jason.
Yeah, it was great. Great stuff. Hey, if you're looking to buy, sell, refinance property, we want to be your team of choice, Stefan and I. So please reach out to us as we try to bring you valuable content that you can use when you're looking to do that: buy, sell, or refinance property, or invest in property. This is one tool, HomePocket. The website is right above us here, that you can also use when you're looking to buy, sell, refinance property. So use the tools that are out there, and then call us too, because we'd love to represent you in that endeavor. So until next time, we do this Monday through Friday at 9 a.m.